Hello and welcome to Travelers, Episode 6. I'm your host, The Helmet Fire, and joining me this evening is Erik Digital.
How's it going, guys?
CrayZJaye.
Hello.
Contrabang.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Returning from a couple-week vacation is Angel Zero.
What's going on, guys?
And this week we have our special guest, Lays Summerstone, better known as the Exotic Watermelon XO.
Hey, how's it going? Nice meeting you guys, and thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks so much for coming on the show. We're all glad to have you here. So, lots to talk about this week. Obviously, we're still on the hype train for Forsaken. E3's going on, or it just finished up, and they showed a trailer showing us some very interesting topics we're going to get into in just a moment. But in the meantime, I want to give Jake, Lays here, a chance to kind of say hi and tell us a little bit about what you do for the community.
Well, for the Destiny community, at least, I do a comic, which you mentioned, Watermelon XO, and it was just like a web comic that I started just for the fun of it, just because I like Destiny, and I drew I drew some fan art of my own character in game, and I got a pretty good response from it, and then I drew just a one-page comic, and I got even a better response from it. And then by the third page, I had Cosmo ask me if I wanted to be on the the Bungie.net highlight community spotlight and everything. And I was like, oh gosh, I really should continue with this thing because it's getting kind of crazy. I don't know. It's just been a really good response, and everyone's been very welcoming, and then it's just something that I really like to do, just because I don't know. I've been working in comics for a long time, doing graphic novels, and I do covers. I used to do covers for a lot of Disney comics and stuff.
Oh wow!
And yeah, and but I kind of at some point I did a graphic novel and then a color comic of Fraggle Rock, and it was all at the same time, and I was not sleeping at all, and I have a day job as well, and so I was so overworked, and I was like, why am I doing all this? I don't actually have to. I'm just doing it. I was just doing it for no reason, and so I kind of got burnt out on doing comics, but I'm also kind of an overachiever a little bit, or I can't sit still, and so I decided okay, I'm just going to do comics for myself, and so that's kind of what Watermelon XO was. I was just doing a comic just to kind of have fun, and that's why it's a comedy.
Nice.
And it was kind of a reaction to when I started playing Destiny, it was whoa, this game is so serious, which is kind of what we're going to go into later. This fall, it looks like we're going back to serious territory. But it was a totally a response to that.
I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
Why an XO?
Oh, what?
Good question.
Why not? It has to be an XO.
Why not?
It was when I booted up the game, I had no idea what Destiny was, pretty much, except for that commercial, the live action commercial that you saw on TV. And I was when you got to the character creation screen, you just saw I just saw that you could make a Daft Punk looking robot character. So there's no way I'm not going to choose that. Even if there's space elves, that's pretty cool. But
yeah.
Robots.
Don't get me wrong. My hunter is also an XO, not watermelon. He's blue, but
yeah. I just tried to pick the brightest colors I could.
Okay, so you said you got started with comics as a part of your job, and you picked up Destiny when? Tell me about the day you went to the store and actually got a copy of Destiny. What was going through your mind?
Actually, it was a weird thing. I wasn't the original person who wanted to play Destiny. It was actually my wife. And she saw the that commercial, and she's like, she saw the warlock that did the blink or something. And there's a certain point in that commercial where like I think the warlock blinks behind an enemy or something, and then comes back and shoots like a Nova bomb or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I want to do that. Let's play this game. And I was like, okay, yeah. And but then it just so happened that like my company has giveaways once in a while, and she actually won the PlayStation that has like she won like the grand prize or something and got a PlayStation. So
wow,
she got the Destiny PlayStation and came with that.
Man, it's like almost Destiny. Yeah, meant to.
Yeah, it was like Destiny.
No pun intended.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
The first time I actually saw you was, I did see the profile that the community highlight, but also I remember seeing Destiny Con. No, sorry, not Destiny Con. Guardian Con was it?
Yep.
Photos that were trending, and you were dressed in cosplay. So, what inspires you to do this, and how do you make it work?
Well, I'm still trying. It was just kind of like I was getting into it, and I was like, I had like just from going to like conventions and stuff, I had met a bunch of cosplayers and stuff, and there's this one guy who I'm friends with who runs a little company called Weirdo FX, and I was like, what would you think about like making a exo mask? And he's like, I've been waiting for you to say that.
That's what I've been waiting on my whole life.
Yeah. So he was like right from the get-go, like into it, and he wanted to make it for me. So I was like, okay, let's go. And actually like, but it ended up taking like 2 years for him to make this exo mask.
Wow.
That I got. Like I have a couple like even, I have like a couple just different iterations of the mask too. So I have a couple copies of it too. Yeah, he just kept he would give it to me, and then he would like take it back immediately. Like, no, I think this needs to be adjusted, and blah blah. And then he'd take it again for like 6 months, and I wouldn't hear from him for a long time. I'm like, are you okay?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a really long process, but I finally got the like final.
This is not the green you deserve. I'll take it back now.
Yeah, it was basically like that. I was like, come on, it was totally fine. It looked so good, but he just wasn't.
So
like, with it.
He wasn't happy with his own work, I guess.
I'm assuming you're bringing one of those masks with you this year to Guardian Con.
Yeah, I am.
Is it the same one, or is it a newer version?
It's a newer version. The other one, like at Guardian Con, it was kind of like he had glued a bunch of springs in the mouthpiece.
Okay.
So it wasn't quite perfect, and then it ended up actually like one of the springs fell off while I was wearing it, and yeah, so this is a new version. Yeah, I was like hanging out. I had to hold it closed. And so this one seems to be put together. It's pretty nice. It has like LEDs inside.
Nice.
Yeah,
and shoot.
But I still gotta make the whole costume because I don't really have anything.
Do you DJ, by the way?
Do I DJ?
Yeah, I wish. I mean, I'm just saying.
That'd be fitting.
Watermelon. You got dead mouse, and then we could have the watermelon. I mean, sorry, not watermelon. You got
marshmallow.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Marshmallow. You got dead mouse. Yeah.
I almost wish. Yeah. I wish I could. I wish I did know how to DJ because that would be a pretty cool event to put together at Guardian Con.
For the Destiny community especially, like that would just be so fitting, and because everyone knows who you are,
Maybe I'd have a year to learn how to DJ really well.
Yeah,
there you go.
For next time.
But how does it feel to actually go to these conventions and PAX and be able to have fans? How is that for you?
That is weird because like I don't actually I just put on the mask and I don't really expect anyone to actually notice or know who I am. But then like I wore it for like 1 minute before the mask exploded last time at Guardian Con, and like just walking by, like I had like kids come up to me like, you're that guy, you're that drawer guy.
That's awesome.
like, can I get your autograph? And I was like, it was crazy. Yeah.
So I know from previous interviews.
I was one of those kids. I was.
It was just dressed,
because the meetup at the Wing House. It was the Wing House. The Wing House we were all kind of gathering at before the event, the first day, and that's where I first met Jake because I went last year with Jay, and I saw Jake and he was kind of in a small little group, right? And I was just like, and I'm a people person. I work in sales, so I'll just kind of go up to anybody, which can be probably off-putting to some people sometimes. And I was like, hey, and I knew, yeah, exactly. I knew who he was. I was like, hey, you're Jake, right? He's like, yeah. I mean, he looked at me. He was so weirded out. Like, I didn't blame him, right?
Was it?
Like, and no, it was all good, right? But he's like, yeah. And I shook his hand, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm, a big fan of the work, and it was a little awkward at first, but then I saw him a few more times throughout the con over the couple of days, and so that's how I kind of befriended him, and it was. And then I asked for an autograph on the comic, so I was that guy for a minute, but kind of glad I did, man, because aside from being a great artist, Jake's a really great guy, and I could see why a lot of people in the community love him, and I'm glad that he's here on the show tonight. So thanks for that.
Sure. Secures your investment.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, so we're going to transition into our topics for this evening, and what we want to do is talk about first we're going to talk about the new trailer. All right, so it shows Prince Uldren shooting Cayde-6 dead. So
Bastard.
That bastard.
let it loose. Let's talk about it.
Oh my! I saw it. I was asleep when you first released it. I went to work, and my Discord is blowing up. Like different Discord servers, Twitter's blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? So I watched the trailer. And I see Cayde get shot. I'm just like, I'm depressed at work. That's it. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home.
Okay, so, Lays, as a fellow EXO, how do you feel?
I was like, I don't know. I at first I didn't know how. It's pretty rough because like I can't really imagine the game without him in a way.
Yeah, it's tough.
And yeah, I was actually playing at the time. I was playing with Helmet Fire, like. And then another person I brought in to do the Nightfall, and they both were like, "Did you see the trailer?" And I was like, "What trailer?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "No, okay, stop right now. Go to YouTube or whatever. Go to Bungie Twitter and take a look at it." And then they just waited for me to watch it, and I was like, "What?" I think from my end, I was just like, "No."
Wait in silence and then record his reaction.
You should have done that.
Yeah,
Sniffles.
admit I cried a little bit, because, Kate's like my favorite character in the game. Has been since like I first got the game, so I was pretty upset there.
Yeah, I have that giant like pinup poster of Cayde that looks like a weird
Yeah,
male model type deal.
On Nessus.
I have two of them.
Yeah,
Like right behind me right now.
I used to have one. I lost it in my move, unfortunately. But yeah, it is kind of like a male pinup, isn't it?
I like that they did that though.
I mean, it's Cayde. He can pull it off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. I couldn't cry. I couldn't like cry or anything because like it almost feels like unbelievable in a way.
It does. It feels like it doesn't feel like it's gonna stick, but that's later on. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm sad at the same time. I'm not sad because the direction they could take the story is very great potential for story. I should say.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to the watermelon edition where he adopts a chicken.
Yes.
Sad. Where's that chicken?
Yeah, we gotta see something from you on that one, Lays. We gotta. But I got it.
I'm glad we get
In
to
the
go
words.
after Aldrin.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead,
Such
Eric.
a prick.
Oh
I'm
my
glad
God,
we get to
man.
go after Aldrin because ever since D1, I thought he was the biggest prick for no
So
reason.
So here's the funny thing, right? Usually after a trailer or after some news of Destiny, the community is like, Bungie, why'd you do this? It's terrible. Why'd you remove ammo, special ammo, blah, blah, blah. At this trailer, everyone was like, oh my God, let's all kill Aldrin. That's everyone all together.
Yep.
There's no like rally against Bungie's rally against Aldrin. Like nobody hates Bungie right now. It's all Aldrin.
All together now.
Even like the developers, like Scott Taylor and Steve Cotton, they were like, don't be mad at us. We didn't kill Cayde. It wasn't us. It was Aldrin. Like they're totally throwing Aldrin under the bus. I mean, rightfully so, right? But it's just funny to see them play into that and really. Speaking to the gravity of it, like this, like you said, Jay, this is something that could potentially be one of the biggest, most impactful moves they've ever made in their story narrative, and I'm very excited for that because, they took it's Cayde. I mean, he is the face of the game. So seeing him getting brutally murdered by that savage is just we're in the words of Professor Broman, he's about to catch these hands. Yeah,
dude. Oh man, the way I'm excited for the story. It's gonna be great. And the thing is, they left little hints throughout the vidoc when they first announced Forsaken. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be a dark and gritty revenge story, a Western story. Oh, dark, gritty revenge. That sounds good.
And then they did that.
We kind of missed the word revenge, and now we know why it's a revenge story.
So, and I think it's, a lot of people are like, oh, he's not really dead. They're going to bring him back. I mean, they shot his ghost first, and then they shot him. So the implication is that it's permanent. But the question still stands, and this is a question for everybody here. I'll start with Angel, and then will he come back? Will he be brought back in some capacity?
See, what I was thinking is, at first, yes, because why would they show it in the trailer and kind of spoil that part of the story and not have him come back? But then again, it's like, as you guys said, he did shoot his ghost first, so most likely, no, he will not come back.
Jay, what about you?
I don't know. I think he's gone. He's gone. I mean, there's always ways. There's always a way you can bring somebody back. If you read comics or you watch other movies and stuff. People are saying maybe Anna Bray can help out because her family made the extra program, stuff like that. But
I haven't heard that theory. That's a good one.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as I think he's gone. He's rest in peace, Cayde. I mean, and it should be that way. I think it leaves. It puts more weight to the decision, to this whole narrative.
Right. How about you, Eric? What do you think?
I don't know. I could see them bringing him back, but I honestly wonder if they didn't bring him back, what would the tower look like for the players that haven't made it to that point in the story?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably pull a Ticking King one. If you want to use the worlds, you got to buy the expansion. All right.
So
they get a separate tower instance in the
right.
Yeah,
we'll delve into that in a minute. I want to get everybody else's reaction. Contra, will he be brought back? What do you think?
So here's the thing about Destiny. How many ghosts did you have to find in Destiny 1 and bring them back to life?
What do you mean?
You hunted. You hunted for ghosts.
I don't think you were bringing those back to life, though.
No, they were dead. Those ghosts were dead.
They evaporated or something.
Yeah, they died. They just gave us their lore and they died. They gave us the story and that's it. They're gone.
All right. Well, but then according to lore, ghosts can come back to life. And
can they?
If you have the guardian body close by, I mean, I don't see them doing this. I think, Cayde is gone. It's sad to see, the voice actor gone from the game because that, that was the only funny part of the whole interaction between Zavala and, the rest of them. But, there might be a situation where at the end of the game, you fix things and everybody's disappointed. But since the story, like you mentioned, is about revenge, then revenge implies justice, and justice and revenge is what they're taunting. So, yeah, he's dead. So okay. I'm not too sad to see him go, not too happy to see him go either. I don't take that kind of stuff that personally, like like some of you are taking it. But yeah, it does change the dynamic.
Crying.
Yeah, cry in mourning and
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah.
Go into like hunger strikes or whatever. I mean, if it suits you, that's fine. But how are they going to change that in the game, though? How is Zavala going to?
We'll try to get in our theories on that in a second. So, Lays, what do you think? Are they going to bring Cayde back?
Well, I don't think they'll bring him back because then the weight of the death they'd kind of be ruining the weight of it,
Right.
But I kind of had a theory and I tweeted this. Can I say my theory?
Yeah.
Real quick. It's just there's that poster where it shows someone taking his dead body away or something. Mm-hmm. Who is that person who's taking his body away? Is that the Exo Stranger?
I think it's supposed to be us. I think it's supposed to be us.
But there's a theory going on Reddit that that it's the Exo Stranger, and people had made out the points as Exo Stranger.
Because that looks like her back,
Yeah.
except like maybe her cloak is like all torn up. But then I was just thinking like it would make perfect writing poetry if like she did kind of like just take his exo mind or something and like put it into the war mind, like just install it in there, because then all the times that like his mentor Andelbrask like was like saying, I bet Cayde, he would always say that like Cayde was Rasputin, like, and everyone would be like, everyone like, I thought he was just joking or whatever, but then it would be fitting that he actually becomes Rasputin later.
That's interesting.
Something.
That's interesting theory.
That's deep.
That's like that's a really crazy theory, but in a way it kind of fits.
That's really out there. I wish I had that kind of hope.
So I think I agree with the idea that if they're going to kill him off, and it's this is such an impactful character, I think there's a big part of that if they did bring him back, it would really kind of take away the gravity of it. But I think it also depends on how they write it. What's the payoff? How, like, whether they bring him back or not, how they deliver that and how good the writing is on that is what matters to me more, because they, like I said, they have a potential to do something narratively that they've never done before, and it could really be huge. So I think I'm indifferent on which way they take it, as long as it makes sense to the lore and there's just a really good payoff. And the payoff also includes our ability to gain justice, right? Taking down Uldred and all the barons and all that stuff. So whatever they do with the story to tie all that in, whether they bring it back or not, I just really want to see it play out. But I don't know. There was an interview with Deej at the E3 stage today, where they asked him that, and his immediate off the cuff response is that, and this is what he said, like, quote unquote, he says, I don't know, he seems dead. And then they were saying, well, oh, he seems, and then he's like, no, let me just set the record straight. Cayde's dead. Cayde's dead. No, so just him reacting off the cuff like that gives me this little, like, okay, there's like a 1% chance they might actually finagle some way to bring him back. But like I said, I don't care if they do, as long as it makes sense and they write it well. So that's kind of,
I don't know.
Here's the thing, like okay, I'm not gonna mention any movies or any characters, but a certain movie came out a couple months ago, and a lot of stuff happened. A lot of characters died, right? We all know they're talking about. We all know they're coming back now, but the way they're bringing them back, there has to be some great payout. Like something has to be sacrificed,
right?
And we all kind of know who or what's going to be sacrificed in that movie. But like the same thing here, like if we're gonna bring Cayde back, then something has to be sacrificed. I think,
right? Like, what if he is Cayde-7 and he's still him, but he's rebooted and doesn't remember us? Like that would be very tragic, right?
That would be tragic. I like that.
Like, what if they did that? Tragic. So it's like, the answer isn't necessarily yes. Like, if the answer was yes, that they're bringing him back, yeah, but how? Is it really going to still be him? Or is he going to be Exo rebooted? Or can Guardian Exos actually be rebooted the same way as regular Exos? We don't even know.
Yeah. Okay. If he did come back like that, it would be pretty tragic.
Yeah. Like, what if he didn't remember us? I mean, that's like your lifelong best friend or family member that doesn't even recognize your face. Like, that's sad. Like, that's really sad. Damn. I'm sorry I said that. I just thought of it. I'm like, no.
Well, I side with Jake on this. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, this is Cayde-6, right? So he's the guy that had an engine stashed somewhere. He's the one that had a teleporter stashed somewhere. What's to say he didn't have a copy
of his brain,
or something stashed somewhere else?
Dude, that's a great idea.
Cayde is a smart guy. So
yeah, I mean, from the trailer, you can sort of get the idea is that you and him go on some mission, and then he gets caught and he gets killed. Right.
So what's to say? I'm gonna dig deeper into this. There was a
Dear
quote.
Bungie, are you listening?
No, there was a quote in the game that somebody put on Twitter. It's like from Cayde's character in the games. It was either in the Grimoire or an audio clip or something. He says, "Look, you need to know where everybody is all the time. The moment you don't know where everybody is, bad things happen." So that to me says like he's aware that, you know, if he loses sight for 1 second, it could go south. So, and he does seem like a guy that has a lot of backup plans. So that could be something.
Here's something I overread, and this is months ago, like before before Christopher Cyrus, probably even before Destiny 2 launch. There was like a supposed leak of audio files, and it was I think it was Lakshmi from Future World Cult and Zavala. They both mentioned mourning over Cayde-6 death. So, and they played the audio. It's probably gone by now because you know we're supposed to have that online, but they played the audio and it sounded pretty legit. It sounded like Zavala's and Lakshmi's voice, but we don't know if that's actually just they're sticking with it. But so far, everything looks like he's dead, and we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say for now, and obviously we'll find out when the expansion comes out for sure. But as of right now, I think 99% he's done. So we'll see what's going on. In the meantime, like I said before, E3 is going on. Or they just wrapped it up pretty much, but today was the day that they had a lot of people on the floor to try out the new Gambit game mode. And all these content creators have been posting their gameplay footage. The NDA for the community summit was lifted as well, so now they basically could talk about all of that stuff that they talked about while they were there, like in all of it entirely. So Gambit is a PvEVP game mode. It's the first of its kind in Destiny, and so far from what I've seen and what you guys have seen, I mean, everybody seems to. I mean, I'm really hyped for it. You know, what do y'all think about it so far? What are some of the cool stuff y'all seen?
Well, I love it. I like the idea because I'm a big PvP person, but I think I'm a even bigger PvE person. So unless I am playing with friends, I'm not too into PvP, especially with this 4 versus 4. But I think this is a great mix to that.
Yeah, and everyone can play to their strong points.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's awesome. So far I've only watched one person so far. Miss Fat hasn't watched. She's actually currently streaming right now, and I'm watching some of her gameplay. And it looks awesome. The crossbow or the bow and arrow looks sick. I can't wait to try that out.
Dude, that thing's crispy. I was watching gameplay of it today, and people like MTash and other big names in the community, and dude, that thing is crispy. It has a pretty high skill ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And what I was watching Dado's video on it and his reaction to it, and he was even saying to him that he was trying to be as unhype as possible, you know, and try to analyze
right,
you know, the state of the game and stuff, but it's his favorite mode of all time for maybe any game. It's real. So I'm
so excited.
I'm more than excited right now.
Yeah, I saw the same video, and he was talking about how he's you know, if you ever watch Dado's videos, he always puts these captions in there in between his dialogue, and he puts this caption up that's "Sorry, I'm being super emo in this video" and stuff, and I just laughed. Because he, you know, in reference to him trying to suppress his hype levels. Because I saw the same thing, and I was like, you know, that's saying something if Dado is excited about, because he has no problem telling it like it is, you know.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same with the Goth, and especially Goth. Goth has no problem saying how it is, and he's pretty excited for it too.
Interesting.
Jake's excited too.
So I was watching Goth stream today, and then, you know, not to get too far off topic, but in reference to Gambit, they was just talking about the playtime they had. He talked about the community summit, and you know, with the NDA lifted, he was able to talk about Gambit more, and then also some of the other topics that they had while they were there, and so it was really interesting listening to that. Basically, real quick note on weapon randomization or random rolls. He said a lot of I don't know if any of y'all heard this when they were talking about it before, but they were saying that they, at the community summit, they basically had an idea. Bungie had an idea that they pitched, and the community at large just said, no, that's terrible, and then they scrapped it, but they didn't want to. They couldn't talk about what that thing was, and it was basically like they wanted to do random rolls in a way that just added an extra perk on each gun, and just that perk would be the thing you could re-roll. And they said no, that was garbage. So instead, we're actually going to get true weapon rolls, random rolls where the frame could be random, all the perks can be random, etc. So I think. That's
oh wow,
pretty cool.
I hadn't heard that yet. And that's,
Yeah.
So like Destiny 1 type of random roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
wow.
Sounds like even further if it's the frame that's going to change as well, right?
That's what I was looking at too. I mean,
Well, then, wait. What is the gun then?
like if it's a hand
Like-
cannon instead of like a high impact frame or a precision frame or whatever, or the rolls that are on it can be all random.
Like compare like hand cannons like the Eyes Luna to like a first curse type of thing. You know, you got sword of fire and like the higher rate of fire. You got the
What kind
higher
of roll-
impact.
I could
Could
be
I-
wrong. I could be wrong on the frame, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were talking about. So we'll revisit that.
Interesting.
But anyway, let's get back to Gambit. I'm sorry I derailed that. So Gambit gameplay. The more I saw today, I was noticing. So I wanted to clarify because last week when we talked about it on the show, I had a little bit of misinformation. So the goal of the mode is to bank 75 motes to summon the Primeval, and then the first team to wipe out their Primeval wins the round. And then I think there's a total of 2 rounds. And then, but every 15 motes, you can summon a blocker, and there's a level of motes, like there's 3 different levels of blockers: small, medium, large. So I think, or no, it's 5, 10, and 15 motes.
Yeah.
Summons the blockers. Every 15 motes, you can open a portal to send a player over to the other side. And then after the Primeval is summoned, the portal opens like every so many seconds for you to just go and invade. So,
And like to pile on top of that, the person going through has like kind of a juggernaut type buff on them, so they're ultra hard to kill.
right. And then
That's
somewhere
great.
in there, they said that like if I go to the other side and invade and kill one of the players or something, it heals the enemy team's Primeval. So, like, basically slowing their progress. I was like, wow.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of balancing. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I was watching Miss 5000 Watts video, and she was talking about how there's a lot of different strategies it presents, where you could have, like, all 4 of your people deposit 5 motes, so you at the same time could send 4 small blockers onto the other side. I was like, that's a really awesome strategy. That's cool.
This has potential to be like a really like good competitive game.
It is. It's got
Like,
a lot of
this could be-
competitiveness to it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like
Yeah,
so
I remember when
strategy.
I remember when people from the summit had been coming back and they were saying that like that it could be what Destiny 2 becomes known for if it takes off, like just this game mode.
I would
Yeah,
love
for sure.
Yeah, aside
Yeah.
from playing it myself, I definitely want to see it iterated on and expanded on, because I can already tell, like you said, Lays, that it's like it's gonna be next to the raid. It's gonna be the thing to do.
Like this could be like the trials of Destiny 2. You know how trials picked up and was crazy all over Twitch, and this could be the trials. This could be what.
Well, it's
That's-
a good
that's-
thing.
Destiny was known for trials. You know this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
but it's a good thing you bring up trials, because see, I was never a good trials player. I just don't have the patience for it, or I don't know, the vocation to play trials. Let's put it that way. But raids, I did every week. Raids, I could even help carry people through the raids. And I did many streams, many nights carrying noobs with, or people who had never done raids before. And that was the thing. But this sort of marries both. So if you're good at PvP, you can get your shot at this. And if you're good at PvE, you can also get a shot at, sticking it to the PvP guys, So good trials player can come in, but if you're awesome at raiding and PvE, you can get rid of your enemies right away and then go sabotage, play the Beastie Boys all night long and just wreck them in a team. Hey, that's my plan. I already got the song queued up and everything,
Nice.
when I saw that, that was my first impression. I'm gonna go through the window and just wreck them fools.
Nice.
But if you isolate me on trials, I don't have the strategy for that. It's just not. I don't have the patience for that. That's why I tend to just do raids and do solo stuff.
You could like someone said earlier, you can play to your strength. If you're a good PvP player, your team can send you across and
exactly
fight the team. If you're a good PvE player or you're good at doing PvE stuff, you can sit back on your base and protect, and it's awesome. It's pretty cool.
It's gonna be like, hey, Titan, is your super full? Yeah, go Superman.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of supers, we need to talk about that because because of this new gameplay, we got a better look at 3 of the new subclasses. There was the Striker Titan, the Night Stalker Hunter, and the Dawnblade Warlock. The new versions of those supers we got a better look at and more information. So I'll shoot through this real quick and then we'll talk about it. So the Dawnblade, from everything I gathered today, he slams his sword in the ground and creates like a huge rift. But this rift will not only heal you, it'll make your cooldowns go faster. It will the jury's out on whether or not it actually adds a damage buff too. I think even the developers didn't have a clear answer to that, so that might be something they're still working on. But it's called Well of Radiance, and yeah, you can get healed up. And then one of the people that played it at E3 today said that you actually can throw healing grenades with this too, which I think has huge implications for Destiny.
Oh, that's hecka interesting. Whoa.
Yeah, that was said by more than one content creator. So I don't know if that's like while you're in the super or in the rift, or if it's just part of the class. We don't know yet. But they did say that you have healing grenades. So we'll have to see. I can't wait to see more about that. So
that is awesome.
And then the Night Stalker Hunter, it's called like Spectral Blades or something. And basically he jumps up, he does a little gainer backflip, and activates the super, and he's got these 2 knives, and basically he's like Arcblade from D1. He runs around and just slices and dices fools all over the place. But there's some really cool dynamics to this because he can like do a little backflip and turn invisible, so you have invisibility on it, and it's it's a limited time, kind of like Arcblade was, and then you can he activated it more than one time within this time frame of his super. And then something else they were saying with all this footage that's been out today is that that super will have an ability to see through walls. I just want to let that sink in for a second.
That's awesome.
And then they were also saying, Gothalion was saying on his stream that the more enemies you hit, the faster you move. And he said you eventually can start moving so fast that it's hard to see. So this really seems heavily geared towards PvP with a lot of utility. So we'll once again, super excited.
But that also fits in with like Night Stalker and the feel of a Night Stalker. You could be like
ninja class all the way, man.
Yeah.
And then the Striker Titan, this is the one that had me the most intrigued out of the 3. So 2 things: his melee charge, like his charged melee ability, is basically Fist of Havoc from D1, or I'm sorry, Death from Above. So literally, like, you're just sprinting, and as soon as you see the charge is ready, you can, like, he'll jump up straight up in the air and then, like, dive down and Death from Above and do AoE. And it does do pretty good damage. And here's the thing, unlike the other charged melee abilities, if you miss your target, you have still spent that energy, so you'll have to charge it back up. So you got to choose wisely on that. But the super basically turns you into like Superman or like a guided missile. So like you can jump up and you'll activate it, and it's like, and then you can like fly. You're flying, and you can guide yourself around the map. And when you choose your target, I guess you just hit the button and then you dive down and smash them to bits. Now, the more information I got, they were the content creators that were at E3 today. They said from the developer, they were saying that you can basically fly across the entirety of the map with this super. So that's gonna create some really cool, because it's not necessarily a time thing. It's like your super gauge is like draining, but it's real slow. But as soon as you dive down, it's over. So pick your spot, and then there's more to it too, because as you're flying, like I watched him fly through enemies and kill enemies by flying through them or past them without using the slam, right? So he was able to actually fly through. He said you can fly like low to the ground and just kind of like mow through enemies before you ever slam and still get kills that way.
I wonder if people would use that as like a defensive maneuver.
That's crazy.
It's gonna be like Bullet Bill from Mario Kart.
Yeah, seriously,
Fly through
right?
everyone.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so excited.
Usability classes teach you one thing, is that you design stuff to be used one way, and then people just find a totally different way to use them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, just flying, just the thought of being in Destiny and being able to fly around like that.
Well, not infinitely until your super's gone.
Well, think about
So I was
if
thinking
you had
about the
to.
time that you and I were on Mercury. Whenever I heard about that new Titan super, I thought about whenever we're on Mercury and you were able to get across the map to where the story first starts. So I wonder if that super will make that type of maneuver a lot easier.
Wow, that's a good thought. Yeah, so I'm friends with some people in the community that have a way of getting around to places they probably shouldn't, and nothing game breaking, just story areas that are otherwise blocked off. And I use that to film machinima and stuff, which shameless plug. This machinima coming soon. but yeah, just that's what I was thinking. I was like, this flight mechanic. Think about if you have to get out of something really quickly. Like you could all right. Just nope the fuck out. Peace. See ya. Just like you just fly. Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. I feel like that's gonna get a lot of these supers and stuff are gonna get nerfed eventually. I think Bungie tuned this up a lot and like, we're breaking the game. We're gonna fix it as we go along. PvP wise, PvE wise, it's great. PvP wise, they gotta keep that balance or somewhat of a balance, so they're gonna nerf some things eventually.
So, Lays, what out of all the supers they've shown, like the from the Vidoc and from gameplay so far, the Fire Knife Hunter or the Kamehameha from the Warlock, like all these different new supers, like what are some of your favorites? What are you looking most forward to?
Well, I guess like now that I've seen the Void Hunter in action, I really want to play that. Like that looks amazing. And you're like, all of Destiny 1, I was like really into like playing as an invis hunter, which is to some people annoying. But I thought it was cool. Like I like all those like Metal Gear Solid games and being all secret and sneaky. So it kind of played into that. And so I'm really into that super. But then. Yeah, seeing that flying Titan thing, like maybe I need to level up my Titan.
My thoughts exactly. It's like, whoa, my Titan is the only player I really haven't developed yet. I should really get on it.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's going to be some surprises though still, because like we haven't really seen how the hunter with the fire knives that. Being all like Genji or something.
Yeah, like I wonder how many knives you can throw before you're done.
It runs out. Yeah. That and like the arc staff super, the new one that like all we saw it do was just spin it and deflect stuff.
It's gotta be more than that.
Even today with the new Gambit trailer they put up, the Arc Strider Hunter, they still showed him spinning the staff. So other than using that to deflect projectiles, we don't know what else it can do.
Like what if that is just like some other effect in that tree, and like they haven't actually shown the super at all?
I think that's the case, because if that's all it did as a whole super, that would be really just a letdown. It must be more
that could
to
be like
it.
the dodge or something.
Yeah. It must be more to it.
Like the Titan Shield, where you can block with it and you can hit with it and you can throw it. Maybe you can throw it. Who knows? We'll have to see.
Or maybe it's just you could either you have your Titan Shield and you have like your Sentinel Titan, the Captain America thing. Maybe it's just regular R staff or just a shield, like the deflect thing. Maybe who knows?
Jedi.
Yeah, but it is really interesting. Like it's really interesting. It will be interesting to like figure out what are all the the neutral game things that you'll get.
It's definitely gonna change. It's gonna change a lot of things.
Yeah. Pretty excited about that.
Funny you mentioned Genji, because when Helmut was talking about the grenades, I had Mercy on my mind.
Yep, Mercy. I was thinking just like that. The Mercy.
Mercy grenades.
We definitely have a healer class now in Destiny. If that's the case. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I've been kind of wishing for that for a long time. Like to have like an exotic sniper that would heal you, like Anna or something.
Like Anna, yeah. I'm looking forward to the Night Stalker Super as well.
Yeah.
That's I love Blade Dancer in Destiny 1, and I mained that until finally I couldn't do it anymore because it was just so broken, like the short stoppings and stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah,
Destiny, but it was so annoying. But so they bring it back as a void. I'm fine with that. And you go
So
in Viz and you see the walls? Oh, sign me up.
that's probably why they added Invis, so you can get close to your
That would,
super.
that would be great.
I love him, Biz.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the Hunter. Because that's all I play is Hunter. That's all I've ever played. But I think even with like the new supers for Warlock and Titan, I'm definitely going to start playing those more. Because I've only played Hunter. I don't even have my other characters even past level 10 yet. So it'll be exciting to play with them.
Yeah,
My Titan's stuck on level 10 right now because he's just sitting there. My Warlock is like level 23. Yeah, I need to work on my Warlock. But, yeah,
But you're excited now. And that's the sort of trending story that you can see with this new Forsaken trailer that from people from before. You did one character, then a lot of people got disillusioned and stopped playing Destiny and didn't level up their other characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now with this, you're doing the same things we're discussing right now. It's like, oh, I want to fly with my Titan, but my Titan is underdeveloped, or I want to be that Warlock, or I want to be that Hunter. So it brings back some of that excitement to actually want to grind the game, which I think partly this recent expansion already brought into the game. You'll see a lot of discussions surrounding the grind. How many people grind out this weekend for their exotic and their rallies?
Ooh,
my
I
God.
grinded so hard.
I
Oh,
tried
man.
and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
Didn't
So
matter.
But when you see
Once
stories
again.
on the internet that say, player grinds the whole 50 levels in 20 hours straight, and that trends, that's really something for a game. Games and comments and news stories don't trend if people are not interested. And that's the kind of thing I see with this expansion. And that's with this new introduction for Forsaken. There's interest coming back into the Destiny community and the Destiny gameplay.
Which is a good
Which you're
thing.
mentioning with the streamers not wanting to be too hyped up. I understand that because, hey, to be honest, people like us who paid the whole game ahead of time, there's a lot of us who held a little grudge with Bungie for a little while because the content, it was very pretty, the worlds were very detailed, but the missions and the content weren't. It just seemed like they spend more time on the designing the world than actually with the story.
I want to make a note on that too because everything you just said is totally true. It's like right now everyone's on Gambit, right? Gambit is the hype train. That's what they're showing off the most so far. And I've noticed something is nobody's talking about what loot you get from the end of it. All they can talk about is this is fun. Now, as opposed to in the last 4 or 5 months, it's been like, man, we have no grind, we have nothing to chase, no loot to do. But no one's really glamoring over the actual activities we're doing. They're like, yeah, we're just going to do some lost sectors and strikes and same old, same old. But this is something that, and obviously taking into context that this is new, right? But even still, it's like people are more excited. Like, people saw some of the loot that you can get. You saw the armor in the clips. You saw the exotic hand cannon that looks like Thorn but isn't Thorn. And those all look great. But everybody's talking about the mode, the gameplay. Like, how fun it is, how fun it looks to be able to go and invade and screw everybody's shit up, Like, that's such a, like what you said, Contra, it's really interesting to watch things trend for a game, and it's a big deal, for people to want to put that kind of time into your game.
And honestly, we should do a video with the same Bungie trailer, except we should do the Beastie Boys song with. I'm going to go back to that.
I'll watch it.
By the way, the music choice for that trailer with Cayde-6 was awesome. I love the music.
Man, you
great.
talk
I
about
love that.
That was great.
creating a theme and sticking to it, man. My God.
They set the tone with that song.
yeah, this is gonna be the Wild West.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
I
what's
mean,
revenge story?
freaking True Grit, like let's bring back
Well,
some,
West, True
some
Grit.
John
oh my God,
Wayne, man.
You got like Will Smith now in my head.
Oh
No,
well, okay.
back to Cayde-6 real quick. I hope we get his cloak. I think there was like a line somewhere in one of the lures that
Yeah, when you
cloak.
when you take the cloak of a fallen hunter, it's like a vow for life or something.
Shame on you.
Yeah,
Shame
yeah.
on you. Man isn't
There you go.
even dead, and you're thinking about his cloak.
I know,
Oh my
right?
God.
To pay respect.
Hey,
Oh my
thanks, Cade,
God.
but
To
I
pay
can take that
respect.
cloak, right?
Pay respect, man.
Damn.
Actually, I think the pre-order loot is his gear. Honestly, his
That's his ship
his loot.
anyway.
Yeah,
His gun.
I think
I think
his
there's
gun.
a different colored gun, but it is the.
It's like it's an
The Ace of
ornament.
Spades.
Yeah, it's an ornament for the ace.
It's
of
an
Spades.
ornament for his
Oh,
space.
okay.
Yeah, it's an ornament. Yeah, yeah. So
I'm glad you're dead, Orbit. I just can't wait for you to get out of here.
Yeah.
Who, me?
He's stealing Cade's cloak. He ain't even cold yet. Damn.
Wait, who's it about me?
No, I know you're new monarchy, so
No,
so.
I want feature work with this time.
What?
Yeah, for the catalyst, Sunshine
Yeah.
Catalyst.
Man, you're
Trying to get that too.
you're a fickle dude.
I'm trying to get the best gear, man.
I tried, man. I was
You're
grinding.
You're an opportunist, okay?
Exactly.
I was
Keep flipping it. Keep flipping it. Come on. I'll keep going.
I was playing with Jake last night, and I was trying to grind out the faction and everything, and I still had like 30 ranks to go, and and ideally I still had I got quite a bit done last night because I was only at 13 when I started, and then I ended with like 20 or something like that, and then I was gonna get up today, and that never happened, so I missed reset. Yeah,
Well,
but
you got next time.
right, and well, the good news is I don't give a damn about the sweet business, or the current season 3 New Monarchy gear. Looks like Grandma's drapes, so I'll
true.
just do Future War Cult a second time and get that done, and then go for Dead Orbit later. But well, real quick, so there was one more note they put out about Forsaken that so character level. So it is confirmed we will have a new base level of 50, and our max light level will be 600. So to go along with that, they had another big piece of news. A lot of people were worried about their gear. Are we going to be able to bring all our year 1 stuff up to the Forsaken light level? And the answer from the developers was yes. We absolutely will be able to infuse things up, but
You mean year 2 stuff?
year 1 stuff to year 2. We'll be able to infuse it up to year 2 light levels. Correct.
You mean like Destiny 1 stuff, or you mean
No, Destiny 2 year 1.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. Yeah. No, we're not getting a shadow price anymore.
Don't give me that hope.
No, no more shadow price or last word. Well, last word could show up. We never know. But so we will
the
be able
comment
to.
I have on that is like, why is this even a story? I mean, if people, why people even worry about that?
Because, dude, they there's certain
was
guns. I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you be pissed if you couldn't bring up Graviton Lance?
But the reason is like this is still like the same game. Why would even?
I
even
think
go there?
Remember Destiny 1 how you couldn't like do the Vault of Glass gear was like irrelevant after Crota came out.
Right. That's what we're comparing it to, because like you said, in other words, is my gear from the Leviathan going to be able to be brought up? And normally in Destiny 1 it didn't for the longest time until Age of Triumph came out, So, but what they're saying is you can do it. Yeah. So
I mean, Bungie.
Otherwise, we'd find where in what tower they are and just push them off.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, just kick them off and then
Kick them up the tower.
We thought Bungie learned a lesson about a lot of things, and let's not get into that. But yeah.
So
We
yeah.
thought Bungie learned a lot, but then Destiny 2 came out.
A lot of new gear to get in Forsaken, new light levels to really space out that grind, which is going to be nice because we're going to have a lot of content to play. It's going to be a big expansion. Really hyped for it. Now, we're going to go ahead and end the show off with our last topic. We're just basically going to talk a little bit about E3, and a lot of other games were announced. And what are you guys all hyped for that you saw?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Tell me about it.
For what?
Okay,
Well-
Dying Light 2. Alright. Anthem I haven't looked up, but it looks really cool. New Fallout, which I'm kind of excited for, but it's online only.
Yeah,
So
that's a big
it's
change
not
for that
like,
one.
Yes and no for me on that, but like, I don't even know. There were other games too, and it's like, there's so many games coming out that it's just insane. So many good games finally.
Yeah.
Because it feels like there was a break from like good games out there.
It's just been Fortnite.
Pretty much.
No, this is about the time when in like a system cycle where like the developers and stuff are finally getting a grasp on like how to use their equipment and program for these like for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and stuff.
Makes sense.
I think we're getting the maximum amount of games right now.
Yeah.
Is there a particular one that you're excited about, or multiple?
I'm always excited for like just those games that you don't expect. You know, that you like suddenly you see a trailer and you're like, what is this game? I've never heard of this game in my life, and it looks amazing. Like I was talking with you guys earlier, like before the show, like I saw this trailer for this game called Control, which is like you're like I don't know if you're like a supernatural agent going through like a science lab, and just looks crazy cool.
I saw that.
I saw a trailer. It gave me like a fear, like the game Fear type of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, except you're telekinetic. You can use your mind to move stuff all around the room and just
you can
smash
like
dudes.
blast things against other things.
Looks pretty cool.
But that was it. It didn't tell you anything else. So I'm like really intrigued to see what else happens with that.
Yeah.
And then there's been another game that I kind of forgot about, and I heard about it like a couple years ago. Sea of Solitude. Did you guys see the trailer for that?
I did see that.
It's like it's kind of an indie game, but it looks pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited for that. Those are my E3 picks, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Let's see. Mine, I would say Kingdom Hearts. New Kingdom Hearts is pretty good. I never played any Kingdom Hearts at all, but that's because I didn't have a PlayStation. But I always wanted to play it. So it's coming to Xbox, so can't wait for that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming to Xbox. How about that?
Yep. Yeah, they actually they showed the trailer during the Xbox presentation of E3. Yeah.
That's really crazy. Whoa.
Yeah. Can't wait to play that. What else? There's also Fallout. It's really interesting. Again, I never bought a Fallout game before, but this one I'll buy. It looks interesting. Online only, the whole online aspect, that's a turn off for Angel. For me, I like the idea. I'm going to give it a shot. It sounds interesting. And I just finished watching the Fortnite Pro Am tournament, which is pretty cool. That was fun to watch. That was
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Eric, any favorites that you're excited about?
I am looking forward to Cyberpunk 27.
Oh my god!
You got there
Yes.
first.
Yeah, I saw it, and I've been following it not too closely. I saw bits and pieces throughout the last couple of years, so but I'm glad that they had a nice trailer for it. Aside from that, Last of Us 2. I'm super hyped for that game. After playing the first one, I was emotionally just drained. And it was the story for that game, the writing was fantastic. So I'm looking forward to more of that.
And Contra, so Cyberpunk for you?
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
Dude, it looks so good.
2077.
I gotta say, that one I'm also kind of really hyped for. I was really hoping for a reveal for Mortal Kombat 11, the C3, but we didn't get it, so I'm thinking maybe Gamescom they'll show something.
Well, it reminds me of Ready Player One a little bit. It's it's got that 80s vibe with the Trans Am type looking car.
That car was sick, dude.
Yeah, and you can sort of relate because it's sort of like a throwback, but you're in the future, and it does have some neat ideas about technology as well. But other than that, it was Halo, and then obviously Anthem.
Oh yeah, Halo and Anthem.
Yeah.
Halo.
Oh man, yeah, no. How could we forget those? Halo Infinite announced. I don't care what Halo it is. I'll always give it a shot. Halo 5 I got halfway through it and it just didn't pull me in. But we'll see how Infinite is. I'm really, like I said, I'll try any Halo game.
I got
then-
all of them here, so
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be
mean,
interesting.
it looks so good, man. Resident
Anything
Evil
much of
remake,
it.
Resident Evil 2 remake, dude. Oh my god, I'm pumped for that. I remember playing Resident Evil 2. That was the first one I ever played as far as a zombie game, and I remember it scaring the shit out of me as a kid, and in the best way possible. And it really, if y'all haven't seen the trailer for it, you really need to check it out because the remake looks great. They're actually really going to play on the horror aspect of it, which is something that's been missing from Resident Evil games for a long time. So there's a lot of hype on that one. Really excited for that. And then Anthem. Anthem's the big one that the Destiny community has been talking about for a long time. The general consensus is that they really didn't show enough what they needed to, but the stuff we have seen does look really promising. I mean, you're basically flying around like Iron Man, and they said your character has the ability to acquire all the different Javelin classes, so you can acquire all the different suits. And I thought that was a really, really cool thing. It gives you a chance to play as different. So in other words, it's not like Destiny where you pick a warlock, you're a warlock. It's like, no, I can suit up as a warlock, a titan, or a hunter if I want to on the fly, as I collect them and spec them out. So that's really promising.
I did post 2 gripes with Anthem. And the first one was when in the trailer when they do the combo hits.
Yeah, the combo.
I mean, all I heard in my head was like one of those Street Fighter games. Combo.
Yeah, it's Killer Instinct. Combo.
Yeah.
Combo breaker.
That's all I heard when I saw those. And then, I'm assuming they're going to change the font. So the font doesn't really bother
man,
me,
it was just blowing up the screen.
I was like, oh my God, what is this? It's like, it literally tore me away from the
I
experience.
wonder if I got a combo.
That's one. And 2 is the voiceover. The guy says team-based. And there's a lot of team-based objectives and team-based this. And as a primarily solo player, that, sort of like also broke my concentration.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to go into the game. And if I have to go like Destiny, for example, you need to do strikes, fine. You go on strikes and you get auto matchmaking. It puts you in there. But then you're telling me that it's team based, and you didn't mention anything about matchmaking. You're gonna get your own team, so that means I need to call up my friends and say, "Hey, are you playing Anthem tonight?" No, I'm grinding Destiny. Oh, God dang you, son of a! That's.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how when Anthem does come out and where we're at with Destiny at the time and how that draws us. From one game to the other, for our playtime, because I know a lot of us in the Destiny community are super pumped about Anthem. So, because I'll be getting it, I know all of us here will most likely be getting it. So,
yeah, I'll definitely buy it. Just like I bought the Division and almost never played it, and then almost like
I would really love to see.
Still never finished it.
I would love to see a situation where we get on our friends list and we're like, dude, do we want to raid or do we want to do whatever the thing is in Anthem and be like really torn on the decision? That would be great.
Speaking of Division 2.
Dude.
Yeah,
now that one I'll most likely be buying. I didn't buy the first one, and I'm glad I didn't, even though it turned into a great game. Now it's actually really good now.
No, it's not.
But they confirmed raids for Division 2.
That's gonna be just. I don't know. I'm gonna buy it. I don't regret buying Division 1 because I started fun with it. I got my money's worth. But yeah, it was not as fun as I thought it was going to be. The hype.
Again, my gripe with the Division was that my friends had more time than I do. So when they were level 29, I was level 9, and so when we partied up, all the enemies were level 29.
Yeah, it sucks.
and then it was like they looked at me bad, and then I died. And that wasn't fun.
They just looked at you. That's funny.
That guy in the corner, you dead. It's like, God damn it, not again.
Okay, so one more game coming out that I don't even know why I completely spaced about it. Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out.
Yes.
So we don't really know anything about it, but just from like the mini teaser trailer, I'm already excited, and I know I'm gonna buy it already.
It's so great. They're gonna have how many times has Skyrim been remade? Like it's been remade for 360, for the PlayStation 3, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch. It's been like mastered like 5 times. Like it's great.
That Alexa commercial was great.
Can't wait. Okay.
Now we have an Alexa. Like,
Skyrim on Alexa. That commercial was so hilarious.
just give me the new Elder Scrolls. And now they
Dude, the lady, he knocked all the shit off the table, and she's like, "Does Alexa have a command for pick that shit up?"
I'm just happy about Elder Scrolls. It's refreshing. It's good enough. And they announced that new space one too. That new space
space one.
Yeah,
Star something.
Yeah, Star something. Yeah, I'm interested. It's gonna be like Skyrim, Fallout type of thing, but in space. So it's got my attention there. Yeah,
Man, I need to go back through and like look at some of these E3 announcements.
Yeah,
I've just been like catching them on Twitter and stuff.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Randomly. Yeah, one thing like I don't know if I'll like the game, but I need to know more. Is I need to see more of the Death Stranding. I need to see what the heck.
Yeah.
What is the game? What is it?
Yeah,
I liked PT.
Yeah, it was funny as they were showing the trailer for that. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, it's Nature Hike Simulator 2018," and then at the end it really got a lot better. Yeah, they finally showed us gameplay, but it's still like Jake said, it's like it still shows a lot of like what the hell's going on. We don't know yet. Like we still don't get it. What's the baby in the bubble thing? Like what's that all about?
I hope they actually have a plan.
I hope they do. Yeah.
Like what's up with the baby? Like
yeah, that thing is weird.
Yeah, what's up with any of that stuff? But I'm really interested to know. Like, is it a horror game?
We don't. It looks supernatural in nature.
It must be.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the invisible being from the other dimension, and then you got the Walking Dead.
I was gonna say it's Norman Reedus and Kojima Productions. It's like, I don't care if it sucks. I want to play it. I just want to see what the hell's going on. Like it's so intriguing.
Wasn't Norman Reedus supposed to be on that Silent Home game that got canned a few years ago?
Well,
that
PT
that became this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what happened. Okay, interesting. That explains it. Doesn't explain the baby, but kind of makes sense. Remember PT that trailer?
He has a weird obsession with babies, probably.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Because PT had that baby too, right? That weird crying baby.
Yeah. It was really creepy.
That was creepy as hell. Holy cow!
All right, so something that's not creepy at all, and not full of weird little babies. Yeah, terrible, right? But we got to do it. No, that's about all we have time for this evening, everybody. Real quick, Bungie is going to be at GuardianCon, so the build of Gambit they brought to E3 today is going to be the same build they're going to bring to GuardianCon. Myself and CrayZJaye will be at GuardianCon representing the show and enjoying that content as much as we can. We don't know yet. We don't. Well, Lays will be there too, of course. I don't want to leave him out.
I'll be there.
So yeah, actually, Lays, tell us about the setup you're going to have at GuardianCon, and do you know where people are going to find you when you're there, besides looking for the exo mask and all that?
Yeah, just look for me. I don't think it'll be too big, but I'll be in the Artist Alley, which will be a series of tables with artists selling their wares, and I'll have posters and pins and different things. My mind's going blank.
Can you give the listeners a sneak peek at some items you may be selling there?
Printed items.
Yeah, I don't know how I'll be able to give them through this. Sound media.
Yeah, just like a audio clip of just something. Just what kind of cool trinkets will they be able to obtain over there?
This GuardianCon, you will be able to go.
This GuardianCon, come down to Artist Alley. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be so fun. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait either, man. I'm wondering if we're allowed to record Gambit footage somehow.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. So we don't know currently if we can get any game footage. Lays, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you going to attempt to do just that?
I wasn't going to, but yeah, because I was thinking I would be able to to capture footage at the LA reveal for D2, and they gave me a hard no. So I don't know how it's
they were
going to be.
strict. They were strict there from what I heard.
Well, from E3 today, they have been letting people capture footage from it today.
But it's like, are those only like the streamers? Like the
I don't know. I don't know if they would let anybody, but yeah, we'll find out, and we'll get back to everyone on that. So like I said, we're going to be at Guardian Con. Make sure to check out, take a look for us, and check out Jake's booth at the Artist Alley. We're all going to be hanging out. Hopefully, CrayZJaye and I will be able to face off and team up in Gambit. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to destroy you. Calling it now.
Bring it.
I'm getting my Arc Warlock, or no, they have a Dawn Blade, so I'll have to get the Dawn Blade and heal myself and my allies and just melt you. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I catch you first, I'm ninja.
Yeah, I know, right? You can see through walls, you bastard. That's cheating.
Make lines for opposite team.
Yeah. So make sure to check us out at Guardian Con. If you want to follow the show, you can follow us on Twitter at TravelersPC. We are on iTunes now and SoundCloud and YouTube, so definitely hit us up there. Lays, where can everybody find you?
And I guess you can find my Watermelon Exo comic at watermelonexo.com, or and then the other way to see what I'm up to and stuff and is just follow me on Twitter at Lays Summerstone. Yeah.
And I'm Erik Digital. You can find me on Twitter as Erik_Digital_.
All right, now you guys ready?
Go ahead.
Ready? All right.
Is everyone else gonna introduce?
This Guardian Con, be sure to visit the one and only Exo Watermelon at the Artist Alley. Support this awesome artist while he shows you his wear. Here's the countdown.
Boom.
More info at exowatermelon.com.
Yes. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, can I? Are you available for hiring?
we need a hype man.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll stand next to you. It's like, where's that voice coming from?
Everyone hates me by like 1 hour in.
Yeah, he's just got concert waving his arms.
Jake,
check out.
Can you tell that guy to shut up?
Awesome.
Man, he's been at it for 5 hours. Does he ever?
All right, hype man. Where can people find you besides on TV?
Okay, so if you're lazy, just put contrabang.com, and that will redirect you wherever I choose it to.
Oh, is that a good thing?
So if you want to gamble, you're safe for work status. Otherwise, you can go to twitter.com/contrabang and hit me up there, and I'll tell you where to go.
Okay. Anyway, Angel, whoever.
I was gonna say, how do I follow up on that? Maybe it's CrayZJaye. You can find me on Twitter at CrayZJaye, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/CrayZJaye.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Angel_0 or Twitch at Angel0.
And this is the Helmet Fire. This Saturday only. You can find me on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. I can't follow up. Concerts was way too good. We'll have to hire. We'll have to get an official hire. Someone come in and do the hype man stuff.
When you do the edit, just add some echo.
I know.
Yeah. Make a whole soundboard for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm the Helmet Fire. You can find me on Twitter at the Helmet Fire. We are going to be transitioning to a live show in the near future, so keep a lookout for us. The Twitch channel we created for that is twitch.tv/travelerspodcast. So make sure you follow us and set your notifications so you know when we do go live. Also check Twitter to make sure on any updates. And I want to give another thanks to Lays. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this week, man. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you guys for having me. Really fun.
No, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
And Helmet Fire, a live Twitch channel, that means I have to wear pants.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know, man. Hey, I tell you what.
Don't stand up.
Hey, we got, like I said, we have the parental advisories out there, so this could be interesting. Hype man.
Parental advisory. Contra does not wear pants.
Yeah.
Hype man with no pants. That's going to be interesting.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next time on Travelers.